So many things happened today, but the first story that we're going to focus on and the cascading events that transpired right around it is all about E3 and its cancellation. Let's dive right in. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know when I go live. I fell asleep a little early last night, so I didn't record my video. But anyway, the big story of the day is that E3 officially completely canceled in all of its forms. Here's what the ESA had to say about it. E3 will return in 2023 with a reinvigorated showcase that celebrates new and exciting video games and industry innovations. We previously announced that E3 would not be held in person in 2022 due to the ongoing health risks surrounding COVID-19. Today, we announced that there will also be no digital E3 showcase in 2022. Instead, we will devote all our energy and resources to delivering a revitalized physical and digital E3 experience next summer. Whether enjoyed from the show floor or your favorite devices, the 2023 showcase will bring the community, media, and industry back together in an all-new format and interactive experience. We look forward to presenting E3 to fans around the world live from Los Angeles in 2023. Look for more news and announcements soon. Say what you will about E3, it did give the entire industry one event to rally behind. And usually most of the announcements happen in the first few days before the E3 event actually kicked off, because at the E3 event, there would usually be hands-on demos and your opportunity to play those games. I know a lot of journalists in the space have lamented about their first E3 and the experiences that they got to have there. And as somebody that has worked many E3s, my experience was usually lugging around heavy camera gear and then conducting interviews while drenched in sweat because I had been lugging around said capture gear for the entire event. I've been very privileged to get to go to E3s. I do question what E3's return will look like. I think that things like Geoff Keighley's event, IGN's event, there's Summer Game Fest, there's IGN Summer of Gaming. Those have done a lot to sort of show that, well, E3 is a great event. If it were to go away, there are people ready to step up and create an event that covers a lot of the news and gives people a platform to talk about stuff. So who knows what's going to happen with E3 next year? Are companies like Microsoft and Sony still going to want to put their flag in the ground and do major presentations around that time? Time will tell. So in addition to that, we got Geoff Keighley tweeted about Summer Game Fest 2022. Join us this June for Summer Game Fest, an industry-wide celebration of video games featuring a spectacular live kickoff show hosted by Geoff Keighley. Sign up at summergamefest.com to be the first to know details. He also tweeted about how important that he thinks E3 is. Let me just bring up that specific tweet. He said the following. Let me just bring it here. Here we go. There's no greater fan than me of what an event like E3 represents to the industry. I went to every E3 for 25 years. As the industry has evolved, the way our industry unites must evolve too. I will always fight to do what I think is right for games and don't plan to stop. Geoff Keighley for years has been doing his own event, and I have to wonder if he's basically saying, look, E3 just didn't get with the times fast enough, so I created my own thing, and I feel like it is another avenue where developers and people can present their products. And I think he might have a point. I think the ESA and E3 has not done a wonderful job. They've inflated prices to ridiculous amounts for booth space. And now I have to imagine they're going to have to do something to get those companies to come back. Microsoft has their own showcase that they can do whenever they want throughout the year. PlayStation has their regular state of plays and their bigger presentations that they can do whenever they want. And without that big event, things have been fine for those companies. Largely. So I'll be really curious to see what happens in the years going forward and if people still feel that E3 2023 is going to be as important as it used to be. Continuing on, though, that isn't where the news ended. There were a few things that I was excited to talk about. This website for Metal Gear's 35th anniversary popped up, and the first thing I wondered was, is this a fake? The reason that people were excited about this is because Hideo Kojima also tweeted about his studio closure. He said, "Today is the day we say goodbye to the entrance, the Luden's hallway, and the kitchen that have been our home for a little over 5 years. Many memories come to mind. Farewell." And you can see that he's cleaning out the office, and it's really cool to actually get a look at this office and see what it looked like. But a little sad at the same time that it is coming to an end. I'm really hopeful that whatever Kojima ends up doing ends up being great, as I'm sure it will be. And there was another little piece of news also, in addition to all of that. And Greg Miller had tweeted about, the event, basically, right? And he said that some stuff was going to happen. So PlayStation VR 2, and then we got the PlayStation Now event. And Jeff Grubb and Greg Miller actually talked on their show about the final rumor. And that final rumor was an acquisition. So then you see stuff like this Metal Gear 35th. You see Hideo Kojima popping up. You see Blue Box Game Studios talking about their cancellation. You see Geoff Keighley tweeting this winking emoji. All these things happen fairly close to each other. Kojima being the first, and then several hours during US times, the Blue Box and Geoff Keighley stuff happened. So here's what Blue Box said. Our response to the cancellation rumors. Recently, we have been bombarded with requests regarding the development status for Abandoned. In regards to the latest rumors regarding Abandoned being canceled, our response to this is that these rumors are false. We are working to reveal via the real-time experience app and online channels, etc., etc. I think the Blue Box stories are tiresome to say the least. And that Metal Gear announcement, that Metal Gear teaser website, well, you start diving into the who is data. And let's see, Registrar, DreamHost LLC. Okay. They're somewhere in Bray, California, and there's a phone number that you can call, and the administrative contact is Proxy Protection LLC. So when you compare this to how Konami has registered their websites in the past, let's just say it's a little bit different. So if you go to like Konami.com, it's a company in Tokyo, which makes a lot more sense, right? Tokyo, Japan. So the idea that that website is legitimate, I'm just going to call it fake right now. If I'm wrong, great. But even I was caught up sort of in the hype and hope that something was going to happen with the Metal Gear franchise. And I think a lot of that was because of this rumor of an acquisition that Jeff Grubb and Greg Miller actually talked about on the show. They've both heard from several sources that there is a major acquisition happening of some kind. Who knows what that's going to be, though? Is it going to be Konami? Is Kojima joining forces with Sony? Because Japan got absolutely rocked by COVID-19. And yeah. So my tweet earlier in the day wasn't necessarily about making correlations between all these things. All these things just happened to happen within a 20-hour time period. The Kojima thing happened. E3 was canceled. Blue Box posted. Greg Miller posted his thing. Geoff Keighley posted his winking emoji smiley. So what I think might have happened is, I think if Kojima was going to partner with somebody, maybe he's announcing a new partnership with Sony or something. I have no idea what the acquisition has been for that Greg and Jeff are teasing, but I would imagine it's either the Konami rumor or the From Software rumor. However, a lot of people pointed out also that every time we've tried to guess these, we've never been right. Nobody had the Bungie acquisition. Nobody was tipped off about that, for example. So I kind of doubt that much is going to happen. And then tomorrow's April Fool's. So I highly doubt that we're going to see anything in the next few days. Anyway, that's everything that happened. Really, I don't have too much of a reaction to any of it, except for letting you know that the Metal Gear 35th thing is most likely bogus. I just want something to happen with the Metal Gear franchise so bad, and I'm sure many of you out there who love it as much as I do want the same thing. So if that means Sony bought it, I don't care. Just give me more Metal Gear. And I start questioning myself about Metal Gear. Like, do we really want a new Metal Gear, or was the PS2, PS3 era about as far as they could push the technology of those games? Because Metal Gear also brought with it interesting new tech or attempts at really leveraging what those consoles could do in new and interesting ways. And I wonder if we're just at a point where that's not going to be as interesting anymore, and it would just be gameplay. And would the gameplay hold up? So I'm wondering if maybe Metal Gear being sunset is a good thing, because I can have all the games that I liked and just pretend Survive never existed, right? Anyway, sorry, I'm just kind of getting rambly, but thank you so much for watching, everybody. E3 is canceled for this year. It should be back next year in full form. We'll see. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my videos, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know when they go live. I do appreciate you watching. If you want to become a member, memberships are turned on. Thank you so much to all the members who continue supporting this channel. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you would like to become one of them, you can click that join button right down there. There was a lot of other news today, so I'm probably going to record a few of these. So I'll see you soon. Bye for now, everybody.